Welcome, whack faggots, dope Netcees and forum trolls. This is your boy Lars and Netcees.org. I've got the picture of the Queen behind me. I'm sat in the presidential suite right now. So we're about to get into this, talking about the intersite invasion. Now, I'm hyped for this tournament, battle, site battle, whatever you want to call it. This shit is going to be dope. I've got some of the best Netcees still around from either site, both Netcees and Rmbva. I've got mad respect for both of you. A few of you wondered why I'd even take it on myself to start up this tournament. Well, I'm a big fan of both the sites, man. I have been for a long time. When I was admin at Bragging Rights, I used to archive a lot of Rmbva shit, and as a live battler myself, I think their style's more suited to that sort of live battle environment, really. Some of the bars that they bring, it would work, man, if they crossed over into the URL, something like that. That shit would go down, and I'm a massive fan of that myself, so hand on heart, I can tell you that I absolutely love this sort of shit. Now, Netcees, just lately, I mean, we've cred Murder Show Muff even to an extent, to be honest, as much as we hate him. That gun bar sort of punchline festival sort of shit, man, it's been kicking off, and I think now is just the absolute perfect time for this battle to go ahead. So it should be good, man. I'm looking forward to it. You've seen how amped I am on the sites. I've got threads with God knows how many pages, posts, views even. There's something like 4,000 views already over on the Netcees one. So this shit's going to be big, man, and that's exactly what I wanted from you all. I just need you guys now to come through and fucking smash the shit out of this, man. That's exactly what I'm talking about, President Lars. Was there anyone, I mean, somebody asked, was there anybody I wish was involved that didn't get involved? I mean, obviously, yeah, there is a couple of people from Rmbva especially. I'd like to see my boy Dank Schrader step up, man, because he's a sick lyricist, and Rmbva's going ranked as something like their #1 or something from the RBL last season. He would have been brilliant to get involved, but shit, man, it happens. Some people, you know what it is, you have highs, lows, you dip in form, you don't feel up to it, you battled and you tire yourself out. So, you know what, I can't discredit him for not getting involved. The other man knows Throwback Mike, even though I'm glad to see him in the fucking audio battle with Cred. That shit's going to go off, don't even care. But yeah, I wish Throwback Mike had got involved, man. That line about, I'll be the first to draw the chopper like Leonardo da Vinci is sick, too much. He is too much, believe me. I wish we'd have got him a text battle against one big man. Let's have another word then. Well, I've got a couple of notes here. That's all it is I'm reading off, to be honest. There's a few things I wanted to address in the video and whatever. I think for most of the text battles, we need to be looking at something like 12 lines to 16 lines maybe each in the battles, unless the opponents agree to more. If both of you agree to more, I'm completely happy with that. But I can just see a time where some of you are posting your verses over at the Rmbva forum, like checking in and putting line limits. Other ones will only be checking Netcees. And it's just going to cause some sort of shit where one of you don't see what the other one's posted or whatever. And I personally don't want to be running back and forth playing babysitter between you all trying to sort that shit out. I've done enough for you over the past week, both boards. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do with that, but I'm saying sort of 12, 14 lines maybe. You call it in the middle. I said between 12 and 16. 14 sounds perfect to me for each of you, unless you both agree to more on one of the sites, sorted out between yourselves, that sort of thing. With the video battle, though, I have agreed with both Cred and Throwback Mike that it's going to be 3 minutes long. Now, 3 minutes from them two is going to be sick. If you've seen any of their video battles before, you already know both them boys got bars. This is going to be big between them two. I hope both come through, man, because that promises to be a sick clash. Cannot wait. That's one of the most anticipated, one of the most I anticipate anyway to look forward to is that battle. It's going to be sick. Now, the other thing I was going to do is a couple of little reviews or previews of the battles that we got to come, because some of you are familiar with one side's Netcees, some with the other, but not a lot of you know both sides, basically, whereas, as I say, I'm an avid fan of both of them, so I've got a little idea about both teams, really. Maybe more so with Netcees than Rmbva. That's no disrespect, but that's my site, do you know what I mean? So the first I've got on the list here is Job 1 against Ilnica. Now, Job 1, he stepped in sort of last minute, man. It was hard to find him an opponent, to be honest with you. And I just sort of threw Ilnica in the mix because that's my boy. I've knew that geezer about 10, 12 years, something through the text forums or whatever. He's a Cuban. He collects Jordans. He's old as fuck. I'm not trying to give your opponent ammunition, Nick, but that's some sort of shit they need to know. It should be a good battle, man. I don't know Job 1 as well, but Ilnica has been bringing it consistently for years now. Champ just about everything out there that you can name. A lot of Netcees are, to be honest. They've all champed regular topics, picture battles, swag and flows, fight nights or whatever. They've done the lot, man. There isn't a lot that they haven't already achieved, to be honest. But I'm looking forward to that battle, even though it was set up last minute, man. It's sick to get Nick on the card somehow. And Job won as well, because he stepped up last minute. He wanted a battle. I managed to find him someone, so I'm hoping my boy comes through. The next on the card I got here is Premag against Veritas. Now that shit is going to go off. That's going to be one of the funniest battles that I see go down. 2 forum trolls by the look of things. Shouts to Premag, by the way, on the event card. That was fucking hilarious, man. I love that shit. Veritas, obviously, we know what he's like from Netcees. We've had experience with him in the past. He's a funny fucker, man. I could see him trying to convert Prelec to Christianity, to be honest, which would be funny as fuck to see go down. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, it's one of those battles you wouldn't usually see on a card like this, but with so many bars just stacked in the battles that we got going on, that'll be some fun, man, just to break it up. It'd be hilarious to see go down. I don't think many people will vote on it, but I'll vote on it, so fuck it. 1 vote winner. Next I got then is Snoop against CBA. Now apparently CBA was Sharon beat Arsenal. I'm kind of familiar with him, man. He's a good Techie, but Snoop I'm more familiar with again. I mean, he's German. There's a lot of ammunition there to use against him. What I will say though is a lot of it's probably played, because a lot of the Netcees head will have seen that shit, used that shit already. So trying to come out of left field maybe, and that's the only way you're going to get him. He's sick with concepts. That's the thing with Snoop. He's creative, man. He's got that originality about him. He can beat anybody on his day, so do not sleep on Snoop. He was one of the last people to get involved on the card. A lot were saying, like, give me your top heads, and he was late coming into it, but don't get me wrong, he is a sick Techie and one of the best heads that Netcees got. His last run in the NBA, I'll tell you that, man. He's no joke. Sleep and you'll lose. That's my only advice to CBA. CBA as well, can't be asked in Britain, that means. I don't know what it means stateside, but yeah, it's got a funny name. It's got ammunition there with the name flips. The next thing is another quite late entry, actually. Stricter against Walking Dead. Now, from what we've been discussing on Netcees and whatnot, we think Walking Dead might be Rouge One, whatever he calls himself. I'm sure he said it was pronounced Rouge over at UPN. It's not pronounced Rouge, believe me. Rouge is what we say in Bilston. Anyway, Walking Dead, if it is who we think it is a sick Techie, let me tell you that. Multiple time champion. I mean, he had a sick run in the PBA that's in my recent memory. I know it's quite a few years ago, but I remember that shit. Also known as Disc Kebab. Stricter used to be Constrictor. It was from sort of Art of Rhyme, Urban Authentics years ago. If any of you remember that site, I remember it's full of like Jack and Relentless Fists, that sort of people. But I remember that shit from way back. I'm talking 8-10 years maybe now. But yeah, both of these guys, if Walking Dead is who we think he is, they're both old Techies, and they came up around the same era, around the same vets, the same opponents that have a similar style, not too dissimilar. I mean, if it is Rudge, he likes to go sort of short bar setup, long bar punchline, which doesn't always work, but he makes it work, man. I've also seen, if it is Rudge, again, I mean, this is the only thing I've got to go off, but if that is Rudge, what used to happen is he'd sign up at rap music as sort of linesman, and he switched his style up completely from what I thought. I didn't realise it was him. It was only months and months later when he actually sort of came out, outed himself and said at UPN, yeah, that's me. But I'm looking forward to that one, man. They both might be a bit rusty. Stricter has a tendency to no-show, so I was a bit reluctant to put him in, but again, he stepped up last minute. He told me he's going to be there. I've took him at his word, so don't let me down, Strict. I'm fucking blaming you. You owe me $13.50 if you do, you faggot. Right, next on the card, we got Knucklehead against that guy. Knucklehead again, another sick Techie, man. Jewish Techie, Seth Snosberg. I don't know how you say his surname, but it's somewhat Jewish anyway. That guy is actually one of their better heads, man. I swear to God. I wouldn't usually have him so low on the card. It was just with the amount of sign-ups happening at once, I had to try and sort everything quickly while the hype was still building. So that guy as well is not one to be slept on, man. He's one of the better heads. I can't remember any of his lines off the top of my head, but like I can with some people. But that guy's a sick Techie. I think if Knucklehead takes him too light, he could lose this one. I think he could do here. Nook needs to watch out. Destroyer against Smokenstein, again, that was one of the brilliant matches that I wanted to set up. You got the sort of biggest weed head at Rmbva against the old school 48-year-old Destroyer, the big weed head of Netcees. So that could be a real, I don't know, weed battle somehow. This is what I imagine it to be, is there'd be some sort of weed theme where they'd both go off that punchlines against each other, and it'd be a sort of concept battle, if you like, rather than just a straight-up war of words between the two of them. I was thinking, yeah, that one could be some sort of weed-related theme. I don't know, man. I'll let you two sort it out. If you want to do a straightforward battle, that's cool with me. I'm just glad you both turned up, but that was my initial thought was, yeah, I'll get them two involved. They're the two biggest weed heads either side. Put them together, get some sort of weed concept battle going. That shit will go off. Next is Resin against Sucker Free Cashier. Now, Resin is an absolute legend. He has been for time. He's won shit since about 2002. I think I've been drawing against him once or twice in the past, and he's fucking annihilated me both times. I mean, I don't even text anymore. That's how long ago it's been, a more live battle shit or whatever these days. But yeah, Resin is dope, man. I think he's fell off a bit lately, if I'm honest, but he's still got that fire. I mean, he dropped that shit recently, like, one punch will, I don't know, leave you getting off the floor. There's something about evolution anyway, this evolution chart. It's a sick bar, look it up. Some of you know what I'm on about already. If you post on Netcees, you know that shit. That was sick, man. That's a bar. I love bars, don't care who drops it. Names are irrelevant to me. If you got bars, you got bars. That's it. That's me done. I don't give a shit about anything else. So who got next? Sorry. Junto versus Bobby Bigelow. Now, this shit should be a crazy battle, actually. Junto was on and on me, wanted to get involved. He was absolutely raring up for it. I could feel that fire from him. So I'm glad he actually stepped up, and I'm glad that I got him a battle. Junto sent me this list of his resume, all these Netcees that he'd beat, and they were all top-tier names at Netcees, don't get me wrong. He's got some good names in his graveyard, man. Bobby Bigelow, the reason for setting him up here was Junto was like, this guy, Bobby Bigelow, he's got a bar similar to mine. I can't remember off the top of my head what it is. But Junto was like, yeah, I've used that bar. Something about, like, I do a line through P, like a parking zone. Something along them lines. I forget off the top of my head without it written down. But, yeah, he actually thought Bobby Bigelow, I'm fucking stuttering here, Bobby Bigelow had stole that line from him. Now, I don't know how true that shit is, but that should be a good clash to see go down. Fraze against MF Tastic. I mean, again, I'm not too familiar with Tastic, to be honest. Fraze stepped up last minute, though, so I have to give him props for that. He's been improving in the LBL lately, which I do know. Cred against Throwback Mike. Fucking crazy battle. Probably battle of the card for me, to be honest. Both hyped up, both sort of street battle style. They got the gun bars. Hearing them in the video battles, both are sick at the gun battles, fucking video battles, both sick MCs. So I'm really looking forward to that one. It's probably a highlight for me, along with the karaoke Sunny Day shit. Bags against V3, I mean, that's a bar fest writ all over it. Bags have got bars. He's seen V3, he knows V3's got bars. I knew V3 had bars. It's not a surprise to me at all. But yeah, really looking forward to that one. That's absolute bar fest. I'll be checking that shit out and voting on that one. Alan Knight and the Kurgan, it's more like a wordplay festival between them two. That's why I wanted to match them two up. Alan Knight's always got the sports references, the wordplays. From what I've seen in the Kurgan, he's a Scottish guy, but he's got bars, man. He has actually got bars in the wordplays. Don't sleep on the Kurgan. I think Alan Knight will take that, if I'm honest, but I had to match him up with someone stylistically, and the Kurgan was the one. Neighbour and Shaunzo, again, similar styles. That's why I tried to pair them two up. I think that'll be a good clash between them. A few of our Rmbva have seen a couple of Neighbours swag and flow battles, and they know that he's sick. He deals to their style really well. I think his style will really go over, transition well to Rmbva. That's why I wanted him on the card. I was desperate to get him involved somehow. Didn't care it was against, just wanted him on the card. Hush against Jay Shazzo, I mean, again, similar reasons, really. These are two barsmiths, man. Hush got bars, Jay Shazzo's got bars. Jay Shazzo's actually battled a couple of times at Netcees now. I've seen him in the BA, I forget who it was against off the top of my head, but yeah, he slaughtered it, and he even went over to BVA, in fairness to him, and he was like, yeah, even though I was new there, Netcees don't vote on names, they vote on bars, they don't give a fuck. They had one of, I think it was Lotto Smirk, actually, against Jay Shazzo, maybe, and yeah, Jay Shazzo murdered him, but obviously, we don't give a fuck about names. It's all about bars. You got bars, you get the wins, that's it. It doesn't matter the site v site shit. It doesn't matter what site you're from. You show us you got bars, you win the battle. That's all it is. We're not rapbattles.com, and that's not to discredit them, because I'm from that site originally, but that is not how Netcees get down, trust me. Orc against Riffic is another good battle. Orc is Irish. He has got the look of the Irish. He's got the looks of the Irish, to be honest. He's a good-looking guy. Riffic is a sick Texie. I've archived a few of his older shits from the 2 vs 2 tournament that Rmbva had. It should be a good battle, man. I'm actually looking forward to that one. Fair play to Orc, because he was one of the first to step up, so I'll give him credit where it's due. Last on the card here, then, is Karaoke against Sunny Days. Now, that is going to be the battle to end all battles. We've got the top tier of Netcees up against the top tier of Rmbva. I don't know a lot about Sonny, but I have to give him credit for doing the battle profiles, man. Shout him out, he was sick. Karaoke, he's been missing from Netcees for a while, actually, but in his last NBL run, he was absolutely sick, killed the competition dead. I think he went through undefeated, something like 6-7-0. I forget off the top of my head, but that shit is going to be a bar fest. Anyway, hope you're all looking forward to it. I've put in the hard work. All the rest is on you guys, really, to make this shit a success. I want you all to show. Decide them line limits between yourselves, 12, 14, 16 lines, whatever you want to do. You sort that shit out. That's not on me. My bit's done. Yeah, all the best to both teams. I'm not really biased either way. I'm a big fan of both sides, like I say. You probably get from the hype that I've showed building up to the tournament. But yeah, I hope this shit goes safely. It's Lars. Peace out.